The first cycle that we need to understand is trade cycle. Now please remember, this trade cycle is also referred as business cycle or as economic cycle. Meaning what? Meaning trade cycle, business cycle or economic cycle are three different names for the same thing, and that is what we should remember. We do not have to get confused कि ट्रेड साइकिल अलग है, बिजनेस साइकिल अलग है, इकोनॉमिक साइकिल अलग है. नहीं, ये तीनों अलग अलग नहीं है, ये तीनों एक ही हैं. और ये तीनों मिलके हमको क्या बताते हैं? ये हमको बताते हैं कि हाउ द इकोनॉमी ऑफ द कंट्री इज प्रोग्रेसिंग. नाउ प्लीज रिमेंबर, broadly, economy of any country will be at any given point in time will be in either of the two phases. The phase number one is contraction and phase number two is expansion. तो किसी भी कंट्री की इकोनॉमी या तो कॉन्ट्रैक्शन मोड में होगी या फिर एक्सपेंशन मोड में होगी. These are the only two phases as far as the state of economy of any country is concerned. Now, how does the economy of any country progresses? So you can see here that the first point in case of the trade cycle or business cycle or economic cycle is the peak. Peak is the point where the economy is really doing very well. So there's a good demand for the products of the company across the board, and all the companies are doing very well. But since the product is since the economy is doing very well and there is a good prospects, so what happens? Everybody starts building more and more manufacturing capacities, and as a result of that, what happens? Suddenly you start realizing that the supply has started exceeding the demand. And that means what? That means suddenly you have surplus capacities across the industries, across the board. As a result of that, the cost of manufacturing for all the companies start increasing. So when the cost of manufacturing start increasing and then you have too much of a competition, then companies start making losses, and as a result of that, some of the companies fall by the wayside, or some of these companies resort to merger or amalgamation with another company. So having reached to the peak, as a result of the surplus capacity, the economy starts sliding and it comes to a point which is called as trough. Trough is the bottommost point for that economy. So that means now trough is the point between the contraction stage and the expansion stage. यानी कि ये वो point है जहाँ पर इकोनॉमी अपने बॉटम पर पहुँच चुकी है. अब जब इकोनॉमी अपने बॉटम पर पहुंच जाती है और पूरी इकोनॉमी में इंडस्ट्रियल शेकआउट हो चुका है, यानी कि जो कंपनी कंपटीशन को विदस्टैंड नहीं कर सकती थी वो कंपनी आउट हो जाती हैं और वो कंपनियां किसी दूसरी कंपनी में मर्ज हो जाती हैं. बिकॉज ऑफ दी सिनर्जी विद अदर कंपनी, उन कंपनीज की कॉस्ट ऑफ मैन्युफैक्चरिंग एंड अदर कॉस्ट गो डाउन. एज अ रिजल्ट ऑफ दैट उनकी प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी इंप्रूव होती है एंड दे आर एबल टू offer the products at a much better price, and that is how from the trough the company starts again looking up. And plus what happens when the economy of a country is at this trough point, then as I was telling you a little while ago, the government of that economy, they also start taking a lot of measures to boost the economy. As a result of that, the economy once again start climbing up, and it reaches to a point here which is the same as the peak point of last time. So when it reaches to the same point as the peak point of last time, this point from here to here, it is referred as a recovery. And why it is referred as a recovery? Because trough say now the graph has reached to the same point as the last peak point. So bottom से peak point पे आ गया, इसका मतलब this is known as recovery phase, यानी कि इकोनॉमी ने recovery कर ली. And now because of the different measures that have been initiated by the government and also changes in the industry structures, the economy keeps on progressing further, and the point जहाँ से recovery खत्म होता है, from that point it starts moving up, and that point is known as prosperity. And the peak of the prosperity point is where the economy reaches and from there the economy again starts sliding for the same reasons as I explained to you earlier. So obviously, I'm sure you would be able to understand as to what impact this economic cycle will have on the valuations of the company. So when the economy is at the peak, it is at that point in time valuations of all the companies across the globe, across the board, assuming that they have their inherent strengths in any case, the valuations are going to be at the highest point. As the economy starts sliding down, and so will be the valuations of the company. At the trough point, the valuations are going to be the least. And once again, from the trough, when the economy starts moving up, you will realize that the valuations of different companies will also start moving up. So this, friends, is the trade and business or economic cycle that we need to understand to have a good handle on the economic analysis of the country.